There's a church in the valley by the wildwood, no lovelier place in the dale. No spot is so dear to my childhood as the little brown church in the vale.
Good afternoon again, everyone.
Good afternoon.
This is going to sound awfully weird, but I'm so glad that it is miserable outside today. Because my family has always said when we get together for the holidays, thank goodness it's cold and it's raw and it's wet and it's icky outside, because it makes us all so glad to come inside and be warm and be with friends and know that you're safe and know that you're in good company. And it makes you that much more grateful that you have that. By contrast, because let's face it, if we're all living in Hawaii and it was beautiful and 70 degrees and the flowers were all blooming, it's harder to see that contrast between what I have and the way it could be. So of course, being Thanksgiving week, Spirit wanted me to talk about gratitude this week. Easy message right there. And most of us know that if you are searching for spiritual enlightenment or working on the path of spiritual enlightenment, that gratitude is a big part of that. Gratitude lifts your energy, lifts your vibration, makes it so much easier for you to connect with the other side and to be in that cohesive, nice working state where you're feeling those emotions of love and peace and happiness and kindness and compassion. Feeling the gratitude falls right into line with that and puts you in that place. But, being human, we have obstacles, we have challenges, and sometimes it's hard to feel grateful. It's hard to see that there are good things happening when it seems like so many bad things happen at one time, as is often the case. They say it comes in threes. So there are moments in your life when the last thing I want to do is say, hey, great, lost the job, nowhere to live now, fantastic, I'm so grateful. But those are the times when we really need to find that gratitude in us, and it's hard. And there's a saying someone once said, everyone should meditate for an hour a day. And if you don't have time to meditate for an hour a day, then you should meditate 2 hours a day. And it's kind of the same thought. When you are feeling the furthest away from grateful in your life, when things are so hard, that it is when it is the most important to step aside and say, you know what, I need to take a break from all of this and just sit down with myself and find the one or two good things in my life. Because if you look, there always are. There always are. And they may seem small when everything else seems so huge around you. But it's that practice of gratitude that helps you to bring everything back into perspective. Because very often, I've lost my job. What am I going to do? I have a family to support. But in those moments, if I can sit down with my faith and say, I'm grateful that I have a family. I'm grateful that for the moment I have a house to live in. I have good job skills and I can work. I can work. I can find another job. In that raised vibration, in that connection with the divine, the opportunities will now be visible to me. Where if I'm at home going, oh my God, what am I going to do? Most of the opportunities that are out there I'm not going to see because I'm so busy being wrapped up in the drama and wrapped up in the negativity. That is part of the message today, talking about gratitude. The other part that I wanted to bring up very specifically was gratitude for the people that help us to get through those moments when we're sitting there going like this because the world seems like it is going to end. And sometimes it does feel just that dramatic. So this is a rhetorical question, you don't need to raise your hands, but how many of you have been on the receiving end of that phone call, that message, or that text from a good friend who is losing their mind in the middle of drama and trauma and crisis, and they just are desperately searching for that person to answer the phone, pick up the text, get back to them, to listen to them, to hear them, and not to judge them? Conversely, how many of us have been on the sending end of that situation? Because I can tell you I've been on both. And in those times where it feels like the world is crumbling underneath you and you have nothing left to stand on, that having that voice on the other end of the phone, stop what they're doing, leave the restaurant, get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to take your call, if that's the case, and tell you that you're going to be all right. Or if there's nothing that can be done, to just sit and listen and let you get it out because it feels like it is going to explode in your head if you don't. I am so grateful for the friends that I have that have helped me through my hard times, and for the friends that are here today with us, and for the friends that aren't here today. Reverend Bob, who was my mentor, who first suggested to me that I should become a minister. And for that I'm eternally grateful because my life has taken a completely different turn since I made that decision and moved down that path. To Reverend Betsy, who's been there to mentor me, to walk me down that aisle, to see me through to becoming a minister, and still hears my stories and still corrects me when I'm wrong, because, that happens. To Reverend Eric, who was there to ordain me. Without him, it wouldn't have happened. To all of my friends here in the church, Mark and Dawn, without whom this church wouldn't run. Point blank. Dawn comes and volunteers her time and cleans the church, comes and cooks for us, does so much behind the scenes, as does Mark, comes and takes care of the yard, takes care of the snow, takes care of what needs to be taken care of. They're not compensated, they're not paid. They do it out of the love of their heart and the love of the community because they are friends. To all of my other minister friends who've been here, who've heard my calls, who've taken my calls, who've spoken with me, who've given me words of encouragement when I doubted myself, and who've honored me by calling me when they've had life situations that they've needed just to get out of their systems. I can't tell you how much I appreciate being the person who receives that call. And I don't take it as, I'm right in the middle of dinner. Really? Now? For me, it's more like I am so honored that they would think to call me. This is a life or death crisis in some cases, and they chose to call me to talk to me about it, to see what I thought about it, to confide in me. I'm so blessed to be able to be of service. And I'm blessed to have so many good friends here today, people who come every week. No one has to be here. No one is forced to be here. And we don't have the dogma of you have to go every Sunday or else you'll burn in hell. We're here because we want to be here. And we're here because we have so many friends here. We have people that we know, that we see weekly, that we talk to, maybe some we don't talk to. But we're getting to know everyone. And we know that so many of us have been here for quite a while. A lot of us know each other interpersonally, and some are new friends that we're getting to know even better as we go on. I am so grateful for all of you here today, and for this church and the ability to come together and to join together and to be a community with all of you, to be a resource for all of you, and to count you as my friends. I am very grateful. And I will leave it with that. Thank you.
Thank you.